is, yeah, that's not Bud Shank, is it? Hello folks, welcome back. It is time for another reaction from me. So before we get to today's reaction, I'd just like to invite you along to one of my live stream shows. So if you're a music lover, then I'm sure you will love hanging out with us on a Sunday. I play all your favourite music, from film music to musicals to rock, everything in between. So come along and spend some time with some wonderful like-minded folk. It's every Sunday and all the details are on my channel page. Right. Today's reaction then. So this is something a little bit different. I'm going to be reacting to a segment from a film. Now, this is a film that I don't know and music that I don't know either. And apologies to whoever suggested this because I don't seem to have made a note of it. If you have anything you'd like me to react to, by the way, check out the pinned comment below. So a little bit of information on this. This is called Song for Cathy. It's from the film Bullitt, and Bullitt apparently is a 1968 American neo-noir action thriller film. Ooh, and some more Flutifull facts for you folks. It was directed by Peter Yates, produced by Philip D'Antoni. The picture stars Steve McQueen, Robert Vaughn, Jacqueline Bisset, Don Gordon, Robert Duvall, Simon Oakland and Norman Fell. So there's some big names in there, isn't there? The screenplay by Alan R. Truman and Harry Kleiner was based on the 1963 novel Mute Witness by Robert L. Fish under the pseudonym Robert L. Pike. Lalo Scriffin wrote the original jazz-inspired score. So if you're a jazz fan, you're in for a treat today. And a little bit of information on the flute player here. So the flutist is Bud Shank, who many of you are familiar with already. American alto saxophonist and flautist, rose to prominence in the early 50s, playing lead alto and flute in Stan Kenton's Innovations and Modern Music Orchestra, and throughout the decade worked in various jazz combos. He was most well known for his sax playing. However, you may know him as the flute player on the original recording of California Dreaming by the Mamas and the Papas, of course. Now, I have reacted recently to a live performance of that, so do check out the link in the top corner of the screen if you want to see that reaction. Right, but back to today's reaction then. So I have no idea what to expect from this. Let's check it out and see if it's Flutifull.
Like many women over 40.
Right, well, I mean, obviously, the first thing that goes through my head is, yeah, that's not Bud Shank, is it? I believe it's Bud Shank playing, but that's not Bud Shank in the video. And we don't see much of the flute player at all, but by the end, yeah, I think we can all agree that that's not the playing that's happening. I'm sure without even being a flute player, you can tell that whoever's playing the flute there is not making that sound. It's just pretty obvious, isn't it? I don't even think there's no microphone around either, and the fingers are kind of all over the place, and the flute's like half hanging off her mouth. So, that's not. We're not hearing what we're seeing there. But let's just talk a little bit about that flute playing. Brilliant flute playing. The opening of it. Before we get to the flute, just the guitar. The bass at the beginning there, guitar and bass, just sounds like, it just reminds me of Jethro Tull. It has that very early Jethro Tull vibe, doesn't it? Which is not surprising, very jazzy, very bluesy. So I really like that. It's very atmospheric, isn't it? And you're thinking, oh, what's going on here? It is obviously supposed to just be background music in the restaurant. But there's something very noir about it, very imposing about it that I kind of like, sets an interesting scene. And then we get this awesome flute solo. Now, what I really like about that is, one, it's played in a really stylistic way. So the tone is not classical, it's got an edge to it. It's kind of some of the notes, the emphasized notes are overblown. So it's clearly a player who is a jazz player. And we get these little repeating ideas, which is a jazz thing and something I like to do quite a lot when I'm improvising as well. So I've got my flute here. I don't know what key we're in, but it's the little things like this. Little just repeating patterns, which when you have a moving bass line and moving chords and things, just sounds really, really cool. So it was obviously only short. It was just meant to be like jazz musicians playing in a restaurant, and I couldn't help but laugh because that clearly wasn't Bud Shank playing it on film, which happens a lot, doesn't it? It happens a lot. Not so much nowadays, I would like to think, especially when it comes to musicians. It still happens with singers a lot. You've got a lot of films where the voice you were hearing is not actually who was on screen, which is kind of sad, but happened for lots of reasons. So, that kind of made me laugh. But lovely little piece of music. And, kudos to Bud Shank there, who, of course, was the player. So thank you to whoever sent that in, because, like I say, somewhere it's got lost in the midst. But, that was something I would never have been aware of. And maybe it's an interesting film to go and check out. And I would say that little clip was pretty Flutifull, wasn't it? So thanks for watching. I hope to see you very soon on one of my live stream shows, and I invite you to check out the rest of my channel as well. And until I see you again, wishing you a Flutifull day. Thanks, folks. Bye.